Let's go live to the Prime Minister. He's making his speech at the state lunch for the Chinese Premier.
And I thank Aunty Serena for that wonderful welcome to country that we received. As she said, Mr Premier, it is the world's oldest welcoming ceremony from the oldest continuous culture on earth, and it is something that we are very proud of here in Australia. It is my honour to welcome you, Your Excellency Premier Li Qiang, the Premier of the State Council of the People's Republic of China, and to welcome all of the distinguished guests who join us here today, including my ministerial colleagues, Peter Dutton, the Leader of the Opposition, other distinguished guests, leaders of the business community, the academic community, the defence community and the trade union movement, who are all here joining us to commemorate what is a very historic visit. Premier Li, it is an honour to represent the government and the people of Australia as your host, and it is a pleasure to reciprocate the extraordinary generosity with which I was welcomed to Shanghai and China 1 year ago. It was my 7th visit to China, but my first as Australia's Prime Minister, and it was an important opportunity to advance the engagement between our two great nations. I have long believed that ongoing dialogue is beneficial. Whatever the issue, it is always better if we deal direct with each other. And consistent, steady engagement helps build and maintain stability across our entire region, a region undergoing change and growth that matters to us both. What connects our nations today and will into the future goes beyond our economic opportunities and the dynamic region that we are both a part of. The ties between our people are at the heart of it. Just as diplomacy and economic cooperation adds to our prosperity, our human links add to the connection between our nations. And that's why our personal relationship is so important. In the meetings and candid discussions we have had in China, in Australia, and on the sidelines of other forums as well. Our people share an exchange of ideas and culture in many fields of endeavour, including trade, tourism, education and the diaspora. As you know, the Chinese Australian community is a powerhouse of innovation, creativity and drive. Thanks to migration that began at the dawn of the 19th century, Australia is now home to 1.4 million people of Chinese ancestry. These diverse communities are an important part of the story of our modern nation. So it is important and fitting that you have joined us here in Australia's Parliament House, a place that represents so much of who we are as a nation. Near where we are gathered now, a pair of ceremonial stone lions stand sentinel at the entrance to a formal garden. Carved from Han marble, they were a gift from China to commemorate the opening of Parliament House here in Australia's bicentennial year in 1988. This Parliament, the seat of our democracy, is fundamentally a place of dialogue, where we recognise the importance of engaging with each other as we discuss competing views and work to find shared opportunities. Premier Li, our recent efforts to engage in a dialogue on the issues affecting our people, our countries and our region have been most welcome, including, of course, this morning's wide-ranging discussion. When I saw you and President Xi in Beijing, I spoke about stabilising our relationship. It is a relationship in which we must always be ready to engage with each other as mature nations. There is much that remains to be done, but it is clear that our nations are making progress in stabilising and rebuilding that crucial dialogue. We won't always agree, and the points in which we disagree won't simply disappear if we leave them in silence. We share an interest in protecting a stable order in the region. We share a responsibility to build and strengthen the foundation for talking through our differences and for building collaboration in areas where we find mutual interest. Creating channels of dialogue and building understanding is how we make it possible for benefits to flow across business, across trade, across education. Importantly, dealing with the challenge of climate change, but also the opportunities that acting on climate change bring for Australia, for China, and for the world. In culture and the arts, all are represented in this room today. Premier Li, let us continue to work towards a productive relationship in our national interests, a secure and stable region, a peaceful and prosperous future for our children. So allow me to once again welcome you to Australia and invite everyone to join me in a toast to the President and the People's Republic of China. To the President and the people of the People's Republic of China.